I was in a Dollar Tree today and I found 10 things that I'm going to show you guys today that you can use on your next camping trip that you can get for a fraction of the price. The first thing here is this awesome hot cold bag. This thing was $1.25. It keeps your cold cold and your hot hot. Based on the material that it's made of and the reflective surface, I can't imagine that it wouldn't work at least partially. Reusable, no ice needed, holds up to 30 pounds. If you were gonna take some drinks with you and you were gonna go on a day trip or something, throw some ice or some ice packs in there, a couple cans of pop, some lunch, good to go for $1.25. The next thing I found are these disposable washcloths by Yardley, $1.25 again. There are 18 large washcloths in there. There's always a reason you need to wash your hands while you're out camping, and for $1.25 you can wash your hands 18 times. And this is kind of funny, but hear me out. This little tablet right here, it has a small place for short lists. It has a long place for long lists. So when you need to go out and get firewood and your wife is like, hey, while you're out getting firewood, get this, 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 and you're like, hold on, let me get my list. And you start writing and she keeps going, you can go, whoa. Okay, now I'm ready. Moving on. Dollar Tree always has these battery-powered candles. Now, I've bought a lot of these things from Temu and Amazon. These have a tiny little battery right in there. You flip the switch, and it lights up, and it actually flickers like a candle. They usually have several different shapes and sizes, even colors. I saw red ones there before. You can set these on your nightstand beside your bed, and it just adds some awesome illumination to your tent for $1.25. Speaking of lighting, the next thing I have are these little hanging lanterns here. Check this out. These as well use a tiny little battery. They have a switch on the top. They had silver, gold, and black in stock. You can see there's a tiny little wire in there with little LED lights, and if we flip the switch, it lights up. Now, just to give you a size comparison, this is what I usually use in my tents, and this is the little lantern that I just found at the Dollar Tree. They're about the same size, and they're really not all that bright, but for a little bit of awesome lighting in your tent, you can't go wrong for $1.25. Now, how are you gonna hang these in your tent? Because it does have this little hanger here, but there's no way to like put anything through a loop in the tent. That's when these bad boys come into play. These were also $1.25. 10 book rings in this pack. These are about the size of a quarter. You can see there's a little hinge on the top there. If we flip it over, you can pull it apart just like this. There's a little squiggly thing there that holds it together when you put it back together. Take your lantern, stick it right through there, stick that through the loop in the tent, snap it, and there you go. Now let's do this thing next. This is a cooling rack, like a cookie cooling rack. It's just a wire rack, very cheap. I could bend this thing in a split second. You can see it has these little feet on it. And what I immediately thought of with this is that you can set this on top your wood burning stove and use it as a bun warmer or anything else you want to warm up for that matter. Bread, maybe you're making toast or something in the morning. I don't know if this would work to make toast. I mean, it does hold it up about 1/2 inch off the top of the stove, but you can set your buns on there. That way it's not touching the stove, so they're not gonna burn, and that'll let the heat come right up through and warm your buns. Now, I've shown you in this tent back here, as well as a couple of other tents that I've shown you, that there are ropes that run the length of the peak of the tent on the inside. So I found this 12-pack of clothespins. Now, they had a 60-pack of wooden clothespins for the same price, $1.25, but these are non-slip. These have like a rubber grip on there, and I like that because that will hold on to whatever you're hanging much better than just wood. We got 2 more things to go here. This was really cool. These are fabric placemats. And the reason I like these is because I'm always trying to color coordinate inside my tent when we go camping, and trying to find covers or tablecloths for your end tables is near impossible without spending a ton of money. These make that very simple. They have a lot of different colors of these at the Dollar Tree, $1.25 a piece. You can lay it right on your end table, put your $1.25 candles on top, your tablet for when your wife starts giving you a list, your cell phone, your wallet, and your keys, and you got a nice little setup. Now, last but not least, I found this giant storage hammock. Again, $1.25. Apparently this is almost 8 feet wide. Let's find out right now. So it actually comes with some of these hook screws, which we don't need if we're gonna be using it in a tent. I'll be really surprised if this is that wide. Okay, no. That is not 8 feet wide. The way this diagram looks makes it look like it's 39 inches from here to here, and then another 39 inches from here to here. And maybe if you're going like from this corner down to this corner, maybe that's 39. But going across here, I mean, that's... yeah, that might be another 39 there. I don't know. Nonetheless, it is an awesome little mesh hammock for $1.25. You can hang it up in your tent. You got these little metal grommets on these two ends. This one, I don't know if this is just an accident or what, but this one does not have a metal grommet. And this, okay, this does have a tiny little loop at the end here. So you could use that in conjunction with these again, hang it up in the corner of your tent and have somewhere to put like your clothes or maybe some towels or something like that. I mean, when do you not need extra storage space inside a tent? All right, guys, well, that is it. 10 things I got from the Dollar Tree that will help you out in your camping experience for a very cheap price. I'm not saying this stuff is the best quality ever, but for what, $12.50 plus tax, who can complain? Especially the dual purpose dinosaur list maker. For when that couple things you needed becomes an entire grocery list.